It is Thursday, August 28th. Welcome to CFTA. Welcome to CFTA. Your host tonight, he's been here forever, comes early, just got out of the washroom. He's open for Jason Rouse and Jared Nathan. And his favorite flavor of ice cream is gold medal ribbon. Please give a loud round of applause for Dante
CFT, make some noise! How's everybody doing tonight? This mic is super loud, by the way. All right, as you all know, announcements. Snacks and drinks are available at the bar. They have signature t-shirts at the back if you would like to get some awesome t-shirts. Follow CFTA on all their social media platforms. Your sets will be 5 minutes. I will light you at 4, and at 5 minutes and 1 second, you don't want to find out. Sick. Oh, also, there's a vestibule over there. Vestibule. So leave a message. Is that even on? Is that set up? No. Never mind. Sick. Wow. We got a nice crowd tonight. How's everyone doing? Sick. Awesome. Not to, call you guys out in the beginning, but you're the only audience members in the back. How are you guys doing? You excited to see some stand-up comedy?
Absolutely. That's why we're here.
Sweet. Have you been to a stand-up comedy show before?
I have, yeah.
You have?
Levity?
Okay. Nice. And you haven't?
I have not.
And you're here to support your friend?
Absolutely.
How are you hoping he's going to do?
I know he's going to do good.
Oh, sick. That's awesome. Clap for having great friends. I wish I had those. I'm joking. My friend's over there. Okay, as you all know, as the host said, my name is Dante, or as my friends call me, the weekend if you never made it. Why'd you say it like that, man? Yeah, my friends see me walking towards them and they're like, oh, here comes Thursday afternoon. The other day, my friend lost his phone. I'm like, no worries, dude. I'll call it for you. I called his phone and then I heard it in between the couch cushions. I picked it up and it said, call from the work week. Those are the kind of friends that I have. Not like you, supportive friends, nice friends. So yeah, I didn't really prepare too much, so I wanted to maybe change things up a little bit, and we could maybe do a little bit of a Q&A format. How's that sound? Yeah? Okay, sick. Who's got a question? I've got answers for any question out there.
What is the firmament?
The firmament. Okay, sick. I've been waiting for this question. The firmament is basically what people think the dome is. So the firmament is like the ceiling of the dome, and the people that believe we're in a dome think the firmament is the roof, basically, or the whole dome itself. Does that answer your question? Sick. Firmament material. No. You also can't leave the roof either.
Sir,
Yes.
outside of love, what's the craziest drug you've ever done?
Ooh, sick.
No, outside of love.
Outside of love. I was also waiting for this question. The craziest drug that I've done was DMT. So, okay, claps. I don't know. It was kind of crazy. It was a wild experience. I don't know if I'll go too deep into it, but I did meet God. So that's cool. He is a giant black star that doesn't talk. but I did get the message. All right, we'll do one more question and then get the show started. Who's got a question? No questions. Silence. You got a question?
What's the meaning of life?
What's the meaning of life? 42. Yeah, I like 47. That's my number, but they say it's 42, so we'll go with 42. Anyways, all right, you guys ready to get this show started? All right, sick. Your first comedian. She's really awesome. I see her here quite frequently. She's hosting an open mic at Figaro Cafe in Oakville. So if you want to get in that show, make sure you send her a DM. Everyone make some noise for Nat Paul.
How are we doing tonight? Oh, I'm going to move this up a bit. This is way too short. Well, maybe I'm not strong enough to. Okay, there we go. I'm going to try some new stuff, some old stuff. Some of you have seen it. What's going on here? Okay. Some of you have seen it. Some of you haven't. Great. We all got some relief from our depression because Taylor Swift finally announced she's getting married. Yeah, woo! She's not even here, and we're celebrating. But now she's getting married, like her career's over, right? You know, because everyone wants to hear about the dramatic breakups and the happily ever afters, but nobody cares if you're happily married, right? People only want to know when you're miserable and divorced. Yeah. Someone gets them. I started dating. No, I started dating. I recently dated a guy who was obsessed with personality quizzes. Yeah, this guy, he would send me all sorts of things like Myers-Briggs, Zodiac, what type of Seinfeld character you are. You know, I was Jerry. He was Newman. That's probably why we didn't get along. But isn't that weird? Like, I feel like this. Imagine if your relationship was defined by these quizzes, right? You don't know what to do, just do a quiz on it, right? Hey, babe, what are we doing in bed tonight? I don't know, I have to see what type of cheese I am. Anyways, so I'm Swiss. Yeah, mild, sweet, and a little nutty. I'm going to try some one-liners for you today. You guys want to hear them? Cool. You don't have a choice. I was stressed about the state of the environment, but then I thought, hey, it's okay. I'm just going to cut up the plastic pop can holders to make the plastic more accessible for the dolphins. If you look at your high school crush in a yearbook in your 30s and you think they're cute, does that make you a pedophile? I tried using ChatGPT for the first time. Don't worry, I made sure to say my please and thank you, so AI will spare my life. I always fuck that one up. Okay. If someone farts and walks away, but you don't smell it, were they ever really there? I always misread texts, so it can get me into trouble. You know, one time someone sent me an article for easy homemade chocolate recipes, and I read it as easy homicide cock recipes. I recently had a prescription for a medication. Side effects included dizziness, acne, and inappropriate happiness. So I guess I'll be kicked out for uncontrollably laughing at someone's deathbed. I tried a new drug. We were talking about drugs earlier. I tried a new drug. It's called gossip. And your best friend's the drug dealer, saying things like, I got something to tell you. It's a secret. Getting feelings for someone, falling in love, I feel like it's a mental health issue. You know, you can't get any sleep, you can't eat, you're anxious, you got mood swings. What's the difference? There's only one thing that makes you look extremely cool, that is smoking. Yeah. Everyone knows it causes cancer, but fuck it, I look dope doing it, you know? You want to fuck a smoker, but not actually. Sure, the guys from Mad Men are hot, but they're going to get cancer in a few years anyway. But it doesn't matter. Look, it doesn't matter what you're doing. The second you start smoking, it looks way better. The only thing that makes you look cooler is smoking with a pair of sunglasses. Yeah. That's enough of the new stuff. I'm going to go back to the old stuff. Anyone go to the CNE recently? No. Oh, one person. Cool. Did you go on any rides or coasters?
No, I was trying to look cool in front of a girl I was with. So.
Okay, so you didn't go on any roller coaster. You went on the merry. How did you impress her?
By not embarrassing myself.
Okay, so you just went and didn't do anything. You just ate some food.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do any coasters. I love roller coasters. I love them. I went to Wonderland recently. Very different experience in your 30s, you know. Wonderland in your 30s, fun and exciting. Wonderland in your, sorry, I messed that up. Can we try again? Fuck that. Wonderland in your 20s, fun and exciting. Wonderland in your 30s needs Tylenol and gravel. Yeah, sometimes I feel like a wooden roller coaster, you know. I'm just slowly breaking down, need regular maintenance, and my screws rust easily. Should have, that's about. I went on a wooden roller coaster recently, the Canadian Mindbuster. You guys remember that one? Yeah. This is my impression of a person in their 30s riding the Canadian Mindbuster. My neck. All right. I'm done for today, guys. I'm going to bring your host back up.
Give it up for Nat, everybody. I like how Andy's like, yeah, I took a girl on a date and I want to be cool. And we went to the exhibition. And his whole thing to be cool is not do anything. She's like, do you want to go on any rides? He's like, psh. Rides. No thanks. All right, anyways. Your next comedian also hosts shows every once in a while. Make sure you follow him on Instagram, which I did not grab from him. But everyone make some noise for Aleko Gamal.
Thank you, Dante. Thank you, CFTA. Yes, my name is Aleko, and I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch. I don't like spicy food. I don't like scary movies. And I ride a bike. I'm too poor to afford a car. So I'm saving the planet. That's what I tell ladies. Be like, hey, hop on the back of my bike. Oh, you got a motorcycle? No. I pedal. Like a man. I know cyclists are obnoxious. We're like little self-entitled. We're kind of like toddlers, right? Like when I'm riding on the street, I'm like, sidewalk, mine. Bike lane, mine. Road, mine. Stop sign, no. 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 But then, like any true cyclist, I want to respect the rules of the road when it's convenient for me. So, you know, I come to a stop sign, and if there are other cars there, I will stop. I'll make a point of stopping. They'll wave me through because they want to be nice. I'm like, no, you go. I'm a car. Treat me like a car. That's such a toddler thing. Like, I'm a car. No, you're a fucking bike. I also like... I don't know if you've ever seen the spandex shorts. They've got straps. They're called bib shorts. And I wear a Hawaiian shirt, just flapping in the breeze. I look like a toddler trying to undress himself, just like the overalls and the Hawaiian shirt coming off, sweaty. Yeah, cyclists are obnoxious. And the poor aspect of it, of like having to bike because I can't afford a car. It's a privilege thing though to have a bike. Like I don't have to ride the bus. Also, the bus would cost more money, but the other aspects I realize of being like privileged poor. Like for instance, literally this just happened. I went up to the ramen place today for food. Poor people, like true people who are destitute and food insecure, are not going to Hamilton's Best Ramen. But I'm like, oh, can I get a kid's ramen? That's only $10. Like, you can have a half ramen for $15. I was like, oh, I'll put that on my credit card. That's privileged poor. I went to IKEA to get scented candles, and I stole them. That's privileged poor. Like, Stealing scented candles from IKEA. What a fucking bitch! I'm at the age now where I see someone walking with a stroller, and I'm like, damn, is that a hot mommy, a hot nanny, or a hot granny? Because depending, on the age, like it all kind of could work out. Actually, I was seeing this lady, and she is a hot nanny, but she's not like Mary Poppins. She's kind of a bitch. She's mean. I need a spoonful of sugar to make that medicine go down. But it's weird. It's toxic. I don't like it. But I'm destitute. I'm gonna get graphic here for a sec. It's 2025, and so I ask, for consent. Like, where do you want me to come? And she's like, on my chest. I'm like, okay. And I do it, and then she freezes, like, ew, get it off. It's like, you just told me to come there. And she's like, you're disgusting. So I clean it up. It's like, it's 2025, lady. You should do this yourself, right? You want to be treated like an equal? Us men, we do this every night. We clean ourselves off. And if I was gay, I'm sure he would clean it off me with his tongue, like a man, like a gentleman. Come on, be better. Yeah, she thinks I'm gross. I'm too scared to tell her I picked my nose. But, you don't have a problem with my fingers inside you and the mucus that's on my fingers from that, so I don't have an issue with that. She also clips her cat's toenails in her bed. Yeah, that's what I thought, too. Not the kind of pussy play that I wanted in bed. Also, she lets her cats walk all over the kitchen counters. You have an issue with me coming in your sheets, but you don't have a problem with your cat's toenails. And actually, I do bite my nails, so I guess I'm kind of like a cat. That's how I wash myself. I wish I washed my hands every time I'm in the bathroom. I don't. Yeah, it's a guy thing, I think. You see one guy in the bathroom who's not washing his hands. You're like, oh, cool, we're not doing it today, and we just all walk out of the I put more work into pretending to wash my hands than actually washing my hands. I'll run the tap for happy birthday to you, and then I'll hit the hand dryer, and it makes the noise so people think that I'm washing my hands, but no, I don't. It's performative. That's a bunch of new stuff, so thank you all for listening. I'll leave you with this. I don't get the drive-through windows. They always say, pull through to the second window. It's like, then what the fuck is the point of the first window? If we converted all the first drive-through windows into apartments, we could probably solve the Canadian housing crisis. Thank you, guys. My name's Aleko Gamel. Have a good night.
One more time for Aleko, everybody. He was talking about putting his ramen on his credit card. But Aleko, did you know that you can break your skip the dishes orders into 4 payments? I do feel like you would eventually get to the point where you're so behind on your payments that you legally cannot skip the dishes. And they'll just start sending you plates like, this guy's 8 months late on his ramen payment. All right, your next comedian. When I asked him about a fact, he told me that everyone thinks he's in his 30s, but he's 47. Give it up for Toho. Which one? Tomo.
That's right, and sometimes I feel 127. Just kidding. No, I feel great. Good evening. So nice to meet everyone. My name is Tomohiro. It is a Japanese name, which is perfect because I even look Japanese. Now, despite being Japanese, I've never dated a Japanese woman my whole life. Wait, did I get that? One more time. Despite being Japanese, I've never dated a single Japanese woman in my life. Only a married one. Wow. And she was married to me. So as I was walking over here, I saw a sign that said chicken strips for $3.99. And I thought, wow, that's a pretty good deal. But I'd rather go to a normal strip club. I love that delayed laughter. Awesome. So I love to go out for sushi, right? And I found this great new place near the CN Tower. The portions were huge, everything was fresh, and I was happy. But the people inside the aquarium were pissed. Not allowed back there anymore. Yeah, so speaking of places to eat, I'm thinking of setting up a restaurant review website. So I can review restaurant review websites. Too much time on my hands. So everybody I know is trying to lose weight, and I do this thing called intermittent fasting, right? Where I eat nothing at all for about 24 hours, and then I go back to eating whatever I want for 6 years. I'm loving it so far. People say that I take things too literally, right? So for instance, I was driving up the road and I saw a sign that said, "Watch for pedestrians." But there were no pedestrians around, so I sat there for hours. It's fucking signs. I recently got arrested for shoplifting at Sobeys. So shoplifting, which was totally unfair because everything I took was labeled compliments. Fucking man, pisses me off. I lost my job as a lifeguard at a pool. Basically, I was guarding the shallow end. There was a child way over in the deep end who was calling for help. But then there were signs everywhere saying, "No running." So I walked, and when I finally got close enough to jump in and grab the child, I saw another sign. It said, "Please shower before entering the pool." So at least my feet were clean, right? Yeah. So I had a tough childhood, so my parents were Japanese and very, very strict and hard on me. But there's this one time that I remember fondly, right? Where my father actually took me hunting one time. And as I was dodging the bullets, I thought, my dad loves me. My mom was very compassionate. She saw that, and she confronted my dad. She was like, "How could you do this to our son?" Right? Picks up all the bullets, and she's like, "Do you have any idea how much these cost? And they're not even reusable. So switch to arrows next time." But the one thing that came out of my childhood that was good is because I was, dodging bullets, I developed really good reflexes. So then at some point, my parents thought it would be good for me to go into hockey and be a goalie. Because as you may know, the best goalies out there, right, they have cat-like reflexes. What a long setup this is. Anyway, so I became a goalie, but here's the problem. I dodged every single puck that came at me. And I earned the nickname, the Honeycomb. Yes. But as an adult, I try to be a good parent, right? So I got a call from my son's school the other day saying that he's been stealing money from other kids in his class. So I sat him down and I was like, "Son, I'm really disappointed in you. $243? That's not enough for a Nintendo Switch. Get back out there now." So for his birthday, I bought him his favorite shampoo. It's one of those really expensive ones that you see at a salon. And then he complained, he goes, "Dad, thanks for this, but you didn't buy the shampoo. What the heck?" And I said, "Well, son, you're the one that's always telling me you want to be loved unconditionally." Thank you very much. Good evening.
One more time for Tomo, everybody. Your next comedian is going to be on a show in Toronto on September 5th, and I forgot the venue. Sweet Action Theater. So make sure you follow her on Instagram. Everyone give it up for Phoebe Taylor.
Hi guys, I'm Phoebe. I'm a disabled lady, but usually when I tell people that, they get a little bit confused. Phoebe, we can't see your disability, so they start to guess. Is it mental? And that's one of the only disabilities that you can have as a beautiful woman, just something that like a Victorian lady might be diagnosed with, like melancholia, or like humor's misalignment, or like she needs 6 months to convalesce by the sea. Like Kate Winslet. No, I have a connective joint disorder. My joints come out of their sockets often. It's very painful. It makes, yeah, thank you. Are you my doctors? Or could you let them know? But my like joints dislocate very often. It makes my like bones really floppy and flexible, and I'm in searing pain all of the time. But usually when I tell people that, men stop listening after I say the word flexible, and they do their best impression of a Looney Tunes character that just saw Bugs Bunny walk by in drag. They're like, tongue rolls out, start stamping on the floor. People think I'm a real freaky lady in bed, which is unfortunately not true. Having sex with me typically goes like this. Hey baby, I want you to suck my dick. Oh, sorry, my bones. But when doctors come up for a cure for my incurable joint disease, sucking your dick is the first thing I'm gonna do. Men don't actually want their dick sucked. They just want to know that someday somebody might. I spent a lot of time at the doctor's office. I don't know if you spent much time in Doug Ford's healthcare system recently. It's not great. My mother speaks of times of prosperity where you'll get a small cut or scrape on your hand and get a, ooh, what is this? A small cut or scrape on your hand and get a, that was so distracting, what the fuck? And get a same-day doctor's appointment. Oh, we all gather around and listen to her tales of a well-funded healthcare system, Tommy Douglas's vision of universal healthcare, where well-paid nurses and love flows freely. That joke is really funny if you're a 65-year-old man or an autistic woman really into mid-century Canadian politics, which is me. Anyway, so I spent a lot of time at the doctor's office. I have recently aged out of doctors. It's horrible, you know, doctors are older than you for the rest of your life, and then one day, nobody tells you that this is gonna happen. They are so much fucking younger than you. I had a woman walk in the other day with age-appropriate acne. And I was like, that's fine for you, because you're 5. And she starts asking me about my last cycle, and I was like, girlfriend, I am a seasoned Diva Cup user. You are new to tampons. We are not on the same playing field. Thank you to the 2 women that are here tonight. When it was just men, I was like, I'm gonna have to explain Diva Cups to them later. We'll do that. That's the after show. That sounded like a weird promise. Anyway, and then there's like the 25-year-old men that are doctors as well, wearing the Uniqlo slacks that their mothers bought them. And like, I cannot look a man in the eye and talk about my last bowel movement when he is wearing like Richard Scarry children's book illustration socks. Like, I need a little bit more medical authority for that. I know everyone's doing their best. I know the medical system's doing their best. But I won't make fun of nurses. And that is because I am afraid of nurses, because the girls volleyball team at my high school bullied me and later went on to become nurses. Okay, guys, thank you very much. My name's Phoebe. Have a good night.
Give it up for Phoebe, everybody. You know, she was talking about how she has this problem where her joints dislocate themselves. And I have that same problem, you know, like I'll put a joint down on a table and then I'll come back to it. I'm like, yo, where did it go, dude? I swear it's right here. Okay, your next comic, when I asked him about his fun fact, he just said Nigerian prince, which is crazy because I don't even know if he's Nigerian. He could be lying. All right, everyone make some noise for Tochi, everybody.
As you can tell from my accent, I'm British. My name is Tochi, and I'm a Nigerian prince. You actually have to believe me. Don't believe any other person that says this online, really. Yeah. Like Dante said, some of them are not even Nigerians. So my childhood was like a precursor, and I feel like it's the same for everyone in this room. Your childhood kind of tells you what life would look like for you as an adult. I still remember the first time I saw my friends backflipping as kids, doing backflips. And that was when I knew that adulthood would be really hard. Because you mean that I get to live the next 60 years of my life with these crazy guys who don't mind breaking their necks. But then, as we got to get older, and some assaulting didn't really keep impressing the ladies, that you had to really make money or become successful to impress the ladies, we started finding new forms of backflipping. And these are what I call the adult somersaulting behaviors, ASB. So we'll discuss 3 of them, or as many as my time lets me. The first of them is bungee jumping. That's what you do in your early 20s. Of course, I didn't do that. You wouldn't catch me doing that, because it's a suicidal act. We can all agree on this, even if you want to do it. I'm not suicidal. I'm what I like to call mini suicidal. Yeah. I'm the kind of suicidal that eats the apples without washing them, even before leaving the grocery store. I'm the kind of suicidal that drinks 2 glasses of milk before jumping on a 16-hour flight. I'm not gonna intentionally make the shit go down, but I won't stop it if it wants to. And then towards your mid-20s, we start taking other forms of somersaulting risk. This one is called marriage. For guys, it's called tying the knots. I wonder why a guy would see something called tying the knot and intentionally get into it. Why can't we find some other parts of the body to tie? Some parts that we share with the ladies, like our necks. Why can't we tie our necks together? Why must he be my knot? The next part of the risk, the adult somersaulting behavior, is childbearing. At this point, I believe that we all know my take on abortions. I mean, if Amazon can offer us free returns after 1 week, why can't God offer us at least a 2-month return policy on babies? I hope my parents don't see this. I'm Catholic. But imagine if Hitler's parents aborted him. Like, I don't see any child, apart from maybe Jesus Christ. I would say Jesus Christ, I'm obliged to, sorry guys. So I feel like he's the only guy in this world that couldn't have done with an abortion. Every other person we know, even the person who invented the cure for HIV, we didn't know that we missed any invention until someone invented it. People basically come out and find a problem that we didn't know was a problem, fix it, and we claim they are gods. No, every child is a mistake. Is this really streaming, my guy? Oh, fuck! Sorry, in case my parents stayed up to watch this, it's my anxiety talking. I'm like really risk averse, as you can tell. Yeah, and I also have social anxiety, so even talking on stage sometimes is a big problem. I was discussing this with my therapist sometime last week, and he said that whenever I feel like the social anxiety is coming up on stage, that I should imagine that I'm in my bathroom performing to myself. Sorry if I make more mistakes on stage tonight. Thank you so much, guys.
Tochi, everybody. Sick. Tochi was talking about Hitler. Quick question. Does anyone Google famous people that have the same birthday as them? Yeah? Who do you have? Okay. Who? Anyone else got someone interesting?
Britney Spears.
Britney Spears, that's pretty good.
I got Topher Grace.
Who?
Topher Grace. Who? From that 70s show. From that 70s show.
I was born in the 90s.
99?
No. But you know, you look up these famous people and you're like, oh, like they're super famous. Hopefully I have some of the same traits. You know, I'm born on the same day. Well, I share a birthday with Hitler. And every day I have the struggle of trying not to be Hitler. But Israel makes it so hard. Sick. All right, your next comedian, word on the street that his full name is Bobbert Canada, but he goes by Bob. Everyone make some noise for Bob, everybody.
Small correction, it's actually short for Bob Tholomew. Also, was that secretly a Mein Kampf joke? Your struggle? All right, anyway. What's up, CFTA? Haven't seen y'all in a minute. Happy to be here. Let's start with this one. I recently caught my stepfather doing something unholy. It's exactly what you think it was. I caught him eating bologna with vinegar. What kind of Depression-era bullshit is bologna with vinegar, Brian? He goes, it's what my dad used to do. I go, my dad used to kick the shit out of me. I don't think that makes it okay. Look, all that matters is my mom loves that joke. A little bit about me. I have a special skill. I can have sexual intercourse without having an erection. It's true. It's actually on my resume. It's under soft skills. Yeah. This looks like a crowd that keeps up with the news a lot. You guys, a lot of doom scrollers, yeah? All right, I don't want to be controversial, but let's talk about something that's been in the news a lot lately, and that, of course, is quantum computing. Yeah, you guys have seen the articles, right? Like, let's just put it this way. Today, the average 2-qubit quantum logic gate has way higher fidelity than any of my exes. Maybe a quick thing about my most recent ex. Fun fact about her, she was Korean. Probably still is. It's so fucking dumb. So for those of you who don't know me, I am what is commonly referred to as an asshole. I get it. It's totally fair. Which is a good segue into talking about things that piss me off. Something that just bugs me so much. You guys know the phrase, eat the rich? You ever hear people say the phrase, eat the rich? This is such a silly, dumb thing to say. Look, who usually says this? It's people who lean left politically, fine. But what bugs me is this phrase is fundamentally incompatible with left-leaning political philosophies. What, Bob? Is it the class-based murder? No, that's standard. It's just that the rich aren't a sustainable food source. Isn't that why they have cricket flour? All right, not the best tag, but I like that bit. This next one's extra dumb. So a buddy came up to me recently and he said something strange. He said, I'm dating a new person. I think that's weird. Nobody says it like that, right? Like they say, I'm dating a new lady, I'm seeing a new fella, right? But nobody says, I'm dating a new person. And then it hit me. Technically, legally, corporations are people. Folks, my buddy is dating the Royal Bank of Canada. Yeah, a bank. That blew me away. Look, I know this guy really well. I would have thought his type more would have been the kind of company that extracts precious metals and minerals from the earth. You know, miners. Timing was off on that one. I was thinking about asking out a couple corporations, but then I kind of ran into the same problem I run into my normal dating life. Just can't find a good loyalty program. Cool. What else we got? Oh yeah, here's a fun little story. So I never met either of my grandfathers. They're all gone before I was born. And a while ago, my mom was telling me the story about her and her dad. So her dad would always refer to her as my little girl, my little girl. And one day she says to him, Dad, I'm not a little girl anymore. And then he never called her that again. And I think that's beautiful, it's touching, and it's a little bittersweet, because I realized I've never had a moment like that with my mom until recently. I'm talking to her, and she goes, oh, Bob, my boy. And I see my opportunity, and I go, Mom, I have gray hairs on my balls. I'm a goddamn man. And she never spoke to me again. All right. We got a few more. I look like a guy who's about to raise your taxes. Vote Bob Canada. I also look like a guy who a lot of people would ask for IT advice. And they do. So I'm just going to tell you the same thing I tell all of them. The least reliable software is pirated. I mean, think of all the patches. Hey, I like dumb jokes. Here's a really stupid one-liner. Museums are a lot like strip clubs. Security will kick your ass if you try to fucking exhibit. All right, last one here. So I keep hearing these stories about these guys who go on dates with women and they get upset when they don't look like their pictures. This is bewildering to me, right? Because, like, haven't these motherfuckers ever gone to McDonald's? Dude, my entire life I've been ordering things based on a picture, and when it arrives, it looks nothing like advertised. So, like, guys, if this happens to you, don't get upset. Just do what I do. Eat it anyway. Cool, that's all I'm doing tonight. I love you, CFTA. God bless. Let's bring your host back up.
One more time for Bob Tholomew. Bob was talking about his exes, and one interesting fact about me is I actually grew up in a small town, and in that small town, we actually have one of the only deaf high schools in all of Ontario, and that was the high school that I went to. You know, it was really dope. Like, even the cheerleaders were deaf there. They'd be like, "Give me an A." They'd be like, "Oh." But one of my exes, like, I don't want to brag, but I used to get hand jobs from a girl that knew sign language. Yeah, she could jerk me off and talk dirty to me with the same hand. She'd be like, "Do you like that, Daddy?" Sick. All right, your next comedian, you've seen him around. He sets up the cameras, he does the audio, he's a real cool guy. Everyone make some noise for George, everybody.
What's up, everybody? By the way, that's Dex, not me, Dante. You messed up. Wrong white person, or Asian, if you want to call it that. I am Asian. I'm from Lebanon, so I can say I'm Asian. A lot of news lately in the news cycle, you know, and the more I read, the more I think, fuck, that's heavy. So I decided, like, what should I talk about next Thursday? So I picked a topic that I think we can all agree on. It's a light topic, goes in easily, okay? So bail reform. I hate when the Canadian justice system starts speaking about bail reform, like we should fix bail, you know? And I think before fixing the bail reform system, I think we should just eliminate the name bail and just call it timeout. Because at this point, it's fucking ridiculous, you know? I think right now, as taxpayers, if somebody stabs you, you should be like, oh, thanks, here's your bus ticket, see you next Tuesday, it's done. I hate politicians. They're always like, you know, we believe in rehabilitation. We need to rehab those criminals. You know what says rehab? Nothing says rehab like stabbing a guy today and then stabbing another guy the next morning with the same knife you had. Literally, it's timeout. That's what they do. They send them. Like, we should change the police from police to just Uber Eats, you know? Like, you stab somebody. Okay, we'll take you to court and drop you back home if that's where you want to go after. And the thing that pisses me off the most is that our bail reform system here in Canada is more forgiving than Jesus. Like, Jesus had a criteria to be able to get to heaven, right? Like, you should repent. You should believe that, whatever, I'm a magician, or whatever he did at the time. You should believe in the Trinity, which I thought it's from the Matrix. Turns out it's not, by the way. But the bail reform system is like, you stabbed somebody. Cool, don't do it again. Leave. Like, if you stab somebody today and you tell your friends see you tomorrow, that's not really a jail system, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's basically, what I think jail is in Canada right now, it's mostly a co-working space. You know, you stab somebody, get into jail, meet other like-minded people, share ideas, you know, brainstorm, and then get out in 2 hours. Like, guys, I have to leave. Like, seriously, I have things to do. I'm sorry, I'll see you tomorrow though, right? Yeah, I'll be here. I have to rob a Circle K in the morning, but I'll see you in the afternoon, I think. It's fucked up. And whenever I bring up the topic of jail and criminals, everybody mentions to me like, oh, it's the homeless people. You know, and I think homeless people are the least of our problems. Because, first of all, homeless people don't bother anybody. You know, they bother me mentally, just not physically. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not shitting. I'm not even making this up for the joke. Today I stepped out of my front yard, and I looked to the right, and there's a guy standing like this. And he had a Tim Hortons cup on the floor. And I waited for like 3 minutes. And then I'm like, excuse me, sir, are you okay? And I shit you not, that's his reaction. Flips the cup over and then goes back to it. I'm like, motherfucker, my problem wasn't that the cup wasn't upright. What's going on? And then they just walk away like you have no further questions. Like, it's totally normal to be walking on the street and you see somebody folded like that, you know? But I think even if I intend to ask homeless people what's wrong, I don't think they can even form a coherent sentence. Have you heard homeless people speak? It's like a special language. Like, I could understand deaf people. No joke. Like Dante was saying, like, I can understand that, because at least it's trying to mimic a coherent sentence with words. Homeless people just say anything. Literally, it's like vomit. It's like brain diarrhea for them. Hey, are you okay? Yeah, my jet is in the washing machine and the squirrels work with their mother. All right, thank you. Appreciate it. But the thing that pissed me off more about homeless people is that one item they carry at all times that just doesn't fit their situation. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I saw a homeless guy the other day with a canoe paddle. That's it. No canoe, no body of water anywhere close to where we were standing. And he definitely has no plans involving either. You know, he's just standing there. And it's not like homeless people have nothing. They just have that one item nobody wants to save. Like, you've seen home makeover shows, like they show up to your house, like you're a hoarder and you have like piles of shit in your house. I'm like, all right, sir, we're gonna help you today. I see you have a jar filled with piss and a burnt teddy bear. I can work with that. Do these have emotional value to you? We can guard them in the new place in a corner so you can remember your old life and how far you've come. But they don't do that to homeless people. Like, you see a homeless man dragging a cart filled with like all sorts of shit, like a fax machine, I don't know, like t-shirts that don't fit him, and he has no children, and it's children's clothing, you know, and they come to him like, all right, Steve, everything you are, everything you own, that's garbage now. We're throwing it all in the trash. Thank you, guys, that was my time.
One more time for George, everybody. Your next comedian, very interesting guy, has lots of stories to tell. Hopefully we hear more about Cuba this week, because I can't wait. Everyone make some noise for Ayman Nasser, everybody.
Keep it going for Dante, everyone. I will segue into the travel stories, because I have a lot. But first I want to talk about something that's been a recurring theme here. Millennials. Round of applause if you're a millennial. See, I'm a millennial too, and I don't understand why everyone is tired. Everyone's always like, oh, I'm a millennial, my back hurts. I'm a millennial, my knees hurt. I'm running around Hamilton. And I'm not running from homeless people. I'm just running for the sake of running. And I like to do crazy stuff, you know, like Toph was talking about not going bungee jumping. I've bungee jumped. I've jumped out of planes. And it's fun, okay? It's fun. And having done all this, one thing that blows my mind, one time I was trying to help my son put on his shoes. So I bend forward, he puts his hands on my shoulder, and my back gives out. For the whole day, I'm just walking around saying, oh shit, this is what it's like to be in your 30s. So I understand where we're coming from, I understand why we say it shouldn't hurt. But now, we came up in a very tough time. Like, people take things for granted right now, okay? We are the generation of patience. If you wanted to watch pornography, you had to wait to use the family desktop computer, you know? It's not like you're just sitting in the bathroom scrolling on your phone. No, you had to apportion a part of your day when no one else is in the house where you can do this, okay? Fax machines. Who even knows what a fucking fax machine is now? You remember the sound of the fax machine. You remember that to go online, you had to cut everyone out of your life, because if anyone calls you, you're off the internet. It was really great to be able to disappear when you wanted to, because right now we all have phones, right? Like, anyone can reach you at any time. But when we wanted to call someone, you had to call a landline. And that was embarrassing as fuck. Like, I was trying to call a girl I liked, and every time her mom would answer, I'd be like, this is a wrong number, and then hang up. It is fucked up, man. Like, we have come so far. So far. My son is in the closet, like literally in the closet here, because I'm a single dad and I can't have him listening to the shit that we're all talking about. Even though it is kind of cool to throw people off their game a bit when they look and they see a child. And I try to get him to have headphones on, but he's rebellious, so he's always like, no, and he takes them off. And he's listening, and you know, you're all talking about whatever the fuck it is you're talking about, and he's paying attention. So thank you for the therapy bills I have to pay for. travel stories. Let's bring up a few of them. As a millennial, I can no longer tolerate spicy food. But I love spicy food. I loved spicy food when I was in India, because that's all they have. What they also have is that anything that has wheels is considered a form of transportation. I was walking out of a hotel, and this guy jumps on my luggage and says, "Please, take me into the streets." And I was like, okay. Pakistan, been there. I was mistaken for a terrorist. And I was right there with the terrorists, so I did not understand that part. Cuba, I took some male privilege, shall we say, where I wanted to buy Cuban cigars, and I met a stranger in the middle of a city who said, "Hey, my friend, I know you." And I was like, "I don't know you." And he said, "I'm the security guard at your hotel." And I said, "Ah, that's who you are." And he says, "You don't know me because I'm not wearing my uniform." I said, "Yeah, that's it." And he's like, "What do you need?" I said, "I need Cuban cigars." He takes me to a place very shady, and I followed him willingly. Okay? Willingly. When we get to the guy, I don't have my money on me, and he shows me all these Cuban cigars, and he's like, "Do you want these?" And I said, "Yes." And he's like, "Can you pay?" I said, "Not right now." And he said, "We can figure out a way to do it." And I have some Cuban cigars if anyone is interested. And do I have any anime fans here? Okay, so, gentlemen, this is your primary objective. His name is Dante. Thank you so much.
I am the objective. Sick. Aim is the only guy that I know that sucked a Cuban cigar for a Cuban cigar. All right, your next comedian, he's the only guy that I know that actively reps Chelsea, but I don't know if he fucks with them. Chelsea's a soccer team for all you guys that don't know. All right, everyone make some noise for Yoel, everybody.
You even dap me up, Dante. Come on. Come on, people. Yeah, it's been tough these days. My therapist says I have to get to know myself better. So I started jerking off my left hand. Now I live a balanced life. I guess I'm the only one. All right. I thought Will would be with me. All right, no? You got strong forearms. Are you? Yeah. I just guessed. All right. All right. I've been trying new shit, though. So I can, live a more balanced life, like I said. Recently, I started going to the batting cages. And I was hitting these baseballs pretty well. But my friend was scorching these baseballs. He was hitting them so hard, he broke the color barrier. All right. Thank you. Yeah. I went traveling recently, going all over the world. I actually went to New Delhi not long ago. That's in India. It's like I never left home. Never left home. It's always funnier the second time. Yeah, I became a vegetarian recently. I became a vegetarian recently, but my friend called me a pussy for that. I said, "You are what you eat." And I'd rather be a pussy than an ass. Judging by his breath, he was an ass. He was. But yeah, everybody's eating pussy these days. It's not even cool anymore. Yeah. Like, my girlfriend got real freaky now. She wants me to eat her pussy on her period. Do I look like Dracula? But I'll try everything once, right? Some minerals, some vitamins. It wasn't bad. Need a little bit of salt, but it was okay. You know who would never eat pussy on her period? Chef Gordon Ramsay. He would take one look at it. It's bloody raw! My English accent's not that good, I know. But it'll do. It'll do. But yeah, you know, I've been realizing recently, I've been reading a lot of history. And I noticed, man, that white people are always claiming shit that they never actually did for themselves. Am I wrong? Like you'll see like pasta, for example. Chinese people invented that. People think of writing. That was a Middle Eastern invention. You guys even made Jesus white. Guy born in the Middle East 2,000 years ago in Palestine. He must have been Israeli. Yeah. But I'm not even that mad about that. You guys can keep Jesus. Because I was mad when they made the Flintstones white. First people on this planet came out of Africa, and you got everybody looking like Larry Bird. Don't insult my intelligence. Yeah, but I don't know if you guys realize that humans are actually pretty cool. You know, like we're the last of our species. I don't know if you guys knew this, but Homo sapiens were the last of 11 forms of humans to exist. All right, there's Neanderthals, there's Homo erectus, and all these other things. Humans only existed for this long because we had enough blood supply to our brains to outlast our enemies. Homo erectus, on the other hand, well, they called it the Stone Age for a reason. Thank God for boners. No, but killed our competition. But I am the children of immigrants. See, no one applauded for that. No, it's okay. I know how it is. Because the thing that people don't realize about immigrants is they hate other immigrants. They don't like them. It's too much competition, and they give us a bad name. No one wants to be a immigrant. They want to be the immigrants, right? And we all think we're better than each other, but we're not. We're actually all really much the same. Like I was talking to this one dude. My one friend is Chinese, and he was like, "Man, there's too many damn Indians around here." And I said, "I know you're not fucking talking. We were in Chinatown, in a Chinese restaurant, speaking to me in Chinese." Damn immigrants. All right. We'll leave it on this. Donald Trump's been talking a lot of shit this year. He keeps talking about how Canada will be the 51st state of America. And I disagree. Because even if he wanted us to, we couldn't be the 51st state. Because they already have one. Israel. I can't see that shit. All right, I'm colorblind. I'll see you guys later.
One more time for Yoel, everybody. Woo! Sick. This next comedian, he's newer to the game, but he's hustling, and I respect the grind. And he's also from Milton. So everyone make some noise for Mike, everybody.
What's up, everybody? Make some noise for Dante. I'm going to do a couple one-liners for you guys. There's a whole debate if women should spit or swallow. I think they should sneeze. My parents always got me cool stuff for my birthday. This year, they got a divorce. Sad? No, 2 birthdays. They say never lay a finger on my butterfinger. How about don't nut on my nutter butter? That one's not that great, but why is gluten-free but people of color suffer in prison every day? Anyways, I'm starting to look like Jesus went through an emo phase. It's pretty fucking weird, you know, because I do have angel tattooed on my face. And it's not because I'm religious, I'm just an attention whore, you know? And it does backfire most of the times because people love to ask me what they mean. And really all it means is I had $80 a bunch of times. Like a bunch of times. If you have $80 on you, there's a tattoo shop right next door. I will do it. But, you know, it does have its perks. Because when you look the way I do, you don't have to worry about meeting your girlfriend's father. Because she hasn't either. And you know, they say you can't get a job with tattoos, but not to brag, I work at Best Buy. Yeah, it's pretty cool working at Best Buy, you know. Obviously, they keep me in the back. Yeah, if I'm on the sales floor for too long, people start to think they're at a Spirit Halloween, and it's not good for anyone. But honestly, guys, if you're having problems with your computer and you need to take it to Best Buy to get fixed, delete the porn, you know? Delete the fucking porn. Like, it was funny the first few times, but now it's just like out of control, man. Like, why are you downloading it to your hard drive? You know, like it'll be there when you go back. But like, the titles of some of these videos were so like weirdly specific. Like I saw one that said stepsis forgot to wear panties to bed, ends in rough sex. What do you mean? How did we get here? You know what I mean? Like, did she get home from work, take off all her makeup, get all snuggled up in bed, and she's like, fuck, I forgot the remote over there. Now I gotta do pee stuff. Oh no, god damn it. Mondays. But I'll leave you guys with one more. I want to name my son Gert, so when I see him, I can be like, yo, Gert. Anyways, guys, that sucked. Take care.
One more time for Mike, everybody. Sick. I'm going to go ahead and bring on your next comedian. Everyone make some noise for Will Ennis.
What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? All right. How's it going, everybody? Nice. So I recently learned that like how you define yourself is like really important. So I started telling people that I'm a professional comedian. I used to go by amateur. Then I started saying professional. And when I made that decision, my whole career changed. I decided this 5-6 hours ago. And man, I'm not looking back. It was a good lunch. It was an ambitious lunch. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? You right? But yeah, I had a date the other day with a redhead, and it was going really well. And then, out of nowhere, it just went awful. I said, does your carpet match your drapes? And then this perv showed me her pubic hair. I was like, we're here to talk about interior decoration, bitch. You know what I mean? Get to know me. You know? Get to fucking know me. Anyway, I have multiple sides. And then I saw my ex-girlfriend recently, and we broke up. She told me she had sex with my best friend. Yeah, it's brutal. How could she have sex with a dog? It's illegal. You think it, you don't do it. But you think it, right? My relatability is my selling point. For fucking dogs? No, I don't know, whatever. Thank you for coming to the taping of my comedy special. I'm a professional comedian now. No, I'm just kidding. Streaming and shit, I don't know. I'm a Lyft driver. I drive Lyft, not to brag. I've been Milton. I've been there. You know what I mean? Sometimes, like, people, like, I'll pick up someone who travels a lot, and they'll be like, I'm always at the airport. I'll be like, me too. You know what I mean? Whatever. But what I do notice is, you know, people get in the car often, my passengers, and they're, like, surprised when they get in that I'm their driver. And I think you know why, okay? People get surprised. They see me that I'm the driver. But they don't really say it. They just look surprised. It's like, you know, what the fuck? But the other day, someone gets in my car, they're so obvious, this guy goes, hey yo, my Lyft driver's a white boy, that shit crazy. And all I could think is, I'm white, he loves it. So, so I started acting super white. I was like, 10 and 2? And I cut someone off in traffic. I went, whoopsie. And the guy's like, yo! And I was like, should we try it? Should we try it? And I put on Sugar Ray. I just want to fly. He was like, turn it off. I'm like, yeah, it's too white. It's too white, man. And then this is, I don't even know if this is funny. This happened to me the other day. I was parked. I had road rage. Someone banged on my window. And I got very angry. I didn't have any passengers in the car. But I filmed myself when my car's running. There's always a camera running. So there's a video of this as well. But I put down my window, and I'm so angry at this guy. And then I say, you don't know me, bro. Which sounds so intimidating. It's like, you don't know who I am. You don't know what I do. The only thing is it came out like, you don't know me, bro. Like that's so not intimidating. But then the guy also was he was like, I've had a bad day. I was like, oh, okay, fucking break my car then. I don't know. So he walked away, and I got bold. I don't know if this is a joke, but some people have seen the video here. I drive up, and I go, he goes, I had a bad day. And I go, it could be much worse. And I was like, oh, yeah, yeah. And then I go, do you live here? And I was like, so creepy. Anyway, this is being taped, right? Can we strict this? Like, I don't know if these are jokes. I think these are confessions. All right, this is just the last part of this. It's kind of weird. I don't know how to make that funny, but it was intense. And that's the end of my set, I guess. That's all I have to say, really. Now I'm confused. I gotta get out of here. Forget the last part. I don't know.
My bad, Will. I didn't realize that it was you that was my Lyft driver. Yeah, I don't even know who that is. This next comedian, you might have seen him on the red carpets. He was the director of Superman. No cheers for that? Okay, no one likes Superman. All right, anyways, everyone make some noise for Jamie, everybody.
All right, thanks, Dante. I love the energy in this room. I was not at Oasis, but this is what the energy would probably feel like in this room. So I'm really excited because football season is starting up. Like NFL season starts next week. And as you grow older, it's amazing the stages that you go through watching football. Back in the day, me and the boys, we went to Hooters for $2 Budweisers, and then it went up to $3, and we're like, that's just not in our budget anymore. And then because we left Hooters, we grew up, and then one of our boys had a house. He got the man cave, and then it was just binge drinking beer and barbecue. And now that we're in our 40s, it's turned into charcuterie and who's bringing the vintage wine. Like, ooh, this is a lovely Bordeaux from 2017 because the climate was perfect. Touchdown! Chin chin. I'm excited about football season, but I'm also happy that therapy's been working out for me. When I started, my therapist said, Jamie, I would like to start you on some CBT. And I'm like, nah, I'm more of a THC guy. He's like, no, cognitive behavioral therapy. It's where you get to, for those who don't know, I'm not sure who's in therapy, but we all should be. But cognitive behavioral therapy is when you get to talk about your past traumas and how that influences your current behavior and your thoughts. Like, for instance, when Francis in grade 6 invited the whole class to his birthday party, including the teacher, but didn't invite me. But he invited the kid who thought he was a cat. He invited the kid, instead of trail mix, eats meow mix. And I'm still trying to deal with the rejection of like when I go to parties and I see the kitty litter box at my friend's house. But for those in therapy, does this ever happen to you where you're like talking for 45 minutes about absolutely nothing, look at the clock, see you have 10 minutes left, and then cry just to get your money's worth? All the time. You know, I've been to a couple of weddings this summer. Weddings have kind of changed. I really liked the destination weddings, but now we're having weddings at Billy Bob's Party Barn and Slaughterhouse. Like, before we used to have weddings like beaches weddings. You get to walk in the sand. Now you're just walking around trying to not step on a manure mine. And then all the dance moves, it's like you're not even dancing, you're just swatting mosquitoes and flies. They've also started betting in weddings. There's an app called Betting on the Wedding. And I'm just in the pew just going nuts for the, for the race between the flower girl and the ring bearer. And I was like, come on, you bastards, get there! But you know what? And back in the day, weddings used to actually be like large, and now weddings have become really small. Like before, when you were a single person, you could just have like your pick of anybody at a wedding and find dates. Now I'm like relegated to the couple who's been questioning their whole relationship the whole time, looking for a threesome. So now I got like Billy Bob, like tapping my shoulder, going, room 604, midnight. And I'm like, thanks, Bob. I'll see you there. And I don't know how I ended up in the cuck chair that night. Anyways, thanks so much.
One more time for Jamie, everybody. Jamie was talking about going to therapy, which I highly recommend. But I made the mistake of going to a hot therapist, and then I ended up like pulling an Andy where I'm like, yeah, it was whatever, dog. Like, yeah, I went through. It's all good though. I'm not gonna say nothing about it. All right. Dang, I forgot who the next comic was. Does anyone know who's? Oh, I know who the next comic is. A fun fact about this next comic is that he writes his jokes in the Death Note, because he's gonna kill it tonight. Everyone make some noise for Tim Hall, everybody.
Hey guys. I wrote most of these jokes today, so I'm gonna use the book today. You were talking about jail reform back there. Yeah, jail definitely needs to be reformed right now. If you get charged with assault, they send you to prison with other people that also assault people. So it's like you're gonna face the consequences of your actions or become a master. Also, James Gunn has said Superman is a story about immigrants, and people were like, what is he talking about? But it makes complete sense when you realize how much time he spends in the ice building. Also, he gets chased by a skinhead who doesn't like him because he's different. I think Lex Luthor is probably just upset because he's bald. I wonder what that's like. It's $15K to actually get a hair transplant, but it's also $15K to get a boob job, and I can't afford either. So, all right, let's get deep. Let's talk about death. So I think I'm just really unlucky. So I think that this is how I think I'm gonna die, right? I think I'm gonna get something crazy rare, like some sort of rare cancer, something terrible, and I'm gonna sign up for an experimental treatment, and I'm gonna be the placebo. I'm gonna be the guy that when I die, the doctors are like, see, our meds kept the other guys alive, It's stupid. When I die, I think I want to be taxidermied and put into a haunted house. So I'm still useful, and also the venue can use me for tax purposes. Trump actually does this too with his ex-wife. She's buried on his golf course right next to the Epstein files. As I get older, I worry because my parents are getting older, right? And when they pass, I don't know how I'm going to deal with that. I don't know what's going to happen with them. But also, there's only 2 funeral homes in Burlington where I live, and my ex works at one of them. So like, not only will my parents be dead, but my ex will feel bad for me. So talk about 2 birds under 1 stone, right? Where am I? All right. The worst thing to happen really for like, married couples is like, if one of them dies early, right? The other one gets widowed, it's hard to deal with. So like I'm praying for like a murder-suicide. It's darker once you realize they're divorced. Yeah, I'm a child of divorce. Being a child of divorce sucks because like, you're the personality type that's 2 personality types mixed together that didn't work, right? Like, they aren't compatible. They're not compatible, and you're the mixture of both of them. This one's a little dark. Whatever, say it. Fuck. So I wonder if there's like, like therapy for people that have like, killed people, like occupationally, like cops, veterans or like firefighters that ran red lights, people like that, But I wonder if they have to verify, because if there's no verification, what stops like a serial killer that like gained a conscience one day from being like, you know what, this is the perfect place for me. So, I wonder how they would verify it. Like the army guy brings the enemy dog tags, drops them off. The cops drop off, their crime folder, and children's toys if they're from the IDF, Yeah, I didn't want to say these either, but fuck it. Oh yeah, I actually did a run for Palestine this year. It was a 5K in Toronto. I recommend it next year if you guys are around in July. But truthfully, I actually only ran 4.9 kilometers. Yeah, sorry, Palestine. Fuck. I was running and I literally saw the exit, like there's the finish line. I looked to the right, I see my car is about to get towed. And I had to make a decision, right? I was like, all right, I'm sorry, So I went, I walked up, and it turns out that parking spot was not promised to me 2,000 years ago. So I get it, is what I'm trying to say. God, I've heard a lot of dark jokes today. So talk about dating. Something a little less dark yet. There's like dating apps like Tinder and Hinge. That's sort of like the modern dating scene. But you can like pay money to be more viral, get more swipes, all that stuff. But some of these subscriptions, like there's a week subscription, there's a month, there's a 3-year subscription. Like after 3 years, after 2 years, I think that they should like secretly just start putting that money into like, paying for an escort or something. And they'll send one out, be like, Tinder's great, it has a 100% success rate, So I actually dated an escort. Let me finish. She didn't. So basically, I dated this girl. She was like a model, and we were hanging out one day. I didn't see her for like a week, and then she went to the bathroom. She comes back. She's like, hey. I'm like, what did you just do? And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you are a completely different person right now. And then she confesses that in that week she started doing meth and escorting. So yeah, we both had bad weeks. So yeah, and she's like, you might want to get tested. I'm just like, fuck, right? So I go in, I'm getting all these tests done. In my head, I'm like, I'm fucked. Like, this is fucked. Like, I'm like Googling, like, is there a dating app for people with AIDS? Like just shit like, you know what you're gonna do. So I go to this STD clinic, right? And, I'm filling out this sheet. And if this was an exam, I'd get 100%. Like, it would be like, have you ever, been with someone that's like injected or have done escort? I was just like, fucking yeah, god damn it. And then I prick my finger on this thing and it turns blue. And the doctor looks at me and he's like, there's no such thing as a false negative, only false positives. Yeah, but you're negative, you're good though. So why the fuck did you have a pause? God damn it. So I didn't catch anything other than like, like an unprofessional doctor. This one's gonna be fun. So how I work is like basically I come off really attractive, and the more I talk, the less attractive I am, right? I'm like one of those like Nigerian parrots, Like the first month you're like, hell yeah, this is fun. The second month they're like, what are you doing? Give me a crack, and you're like, all right, bedtime. Fucking throw a carpet over him. All right, this is gonna be my last one, I think. second last one. So I'm not a rich man, if that's not obvious, but it's good being poor. Because basically if I'm poor, I know for a fact people like me for me, right? Like you can't like, split a guitar. And people say that like, billionaires don't share. You've never looked at their divorce rates. It's almost 100%. So I think if we all just get married to one billionaire, that's probably the closest thing we can get to socialism. Anyway, take care, guys. My name's Tim.
Give it up for Tim, everybody. Woo! Sick. This next comedian, she's here all the time. Maybe you've heard her laughing in the audience. Great energy. She works hard at the game, so I also respect that. Everyone make some noise for Faye, everybody!
Oh, this is high up. Oh my gosh. Something's off, but I can't put my finger on it. Right, okay. I got too confident, oh my gosh. That was my impression of a Beyblade. A bad start to a Beyblade. Something I've realized over my time as a stand-up comedian is that people can't really take you seriously when you're swinging your little leggies. Like, you. So, would you trust me with, like, your taxes right now? No, right? Thank you. What about now? Point proven. I feel like Humpty Dumpty right now. If you laugh, you're fat phobic. Who was it? I'm coming for you after. No. Guys, I'm really not good at girl talk. I really try, but no one wants to talk about yeast infections with me. They just don't. Everyone gets really uncomfortable with each other, like. Anyway, that's exactly what happens. It's wild. Yeah, no. I don't do well under pressure. I really don't do well under pressure. An example, yesterday I work at a little coffee shop down the road, it doesn't matter. And there was a baby squirrel that fell into like our patio, and the mom didn't come get it, so we were taking care of it until animal control got there. My coworker's like, Faye, you gotta name this. What's the name? Just leave it. Okay. Nobody looked down there. What was I talking? Oh yeah, Faye, name it. Name the squirrel. What's the name? And I was like, Dimitri. And it's not cute. It's not. It's just like they're like Dimitri. I'm like, yeah, it's a strong Russian name for a strong young boy, because he's gonna make it. And I just picture him like a little matching sweatsuit, squatting, smoking a cigarette, like, yes, Dimitri. Animal control came and picked him up. He was doing very good. Now he's gonna live his best little Russian life in a squirrel sanctuary. I wish Dimitri was here. No. So I'm going to talk a little bit about something maybe a little spicy for us all. Cocaine. All right, not that spicy. Not that spicy. Yeah. I saw a meme once that was like, your 20s is learning everyone smokes weed, and your 30s is realizing everyone does coke. And it's become more and more true the closer I get to 30. Welcome, Cocaine Talk with Faye. Cocaine. Have we all heard the term 8-ball? Yeah. We're confident. Yeah. Yes. I have heard about an 8-ball. I don't know if anyone else shares this opinion with me. I always thought it was called an 8-ball because it is the approximate size and weight of an 8-ball. It's not. It's not. It turns out, and I wrote this down so I'd get it right, because I obviously have never done cocaine. And you know what? I would, but I know I would love it too much. Like, I'm prescribed, like, not antihistamines, damn it. What's the thing people with ADHD take? Not meth, yeah. What? Adderall, yeah, not Adderall. I was on Vyvanse, but like, they're stimulants, thank you. Oh, amphetamines, woo! Amphetamine, that's what my nieces and nephews call me. I'm the crazy aunt, I see you. So, no, it's an 8-ball because a ball is 3.5 grams of coke, right? And then an 8-ball is 8 balls equaling 8-ball, an 8-ball. It has nothing to do with the size of an 8-ball. Anyway, there was this song that I got from a coworker back when I was working in Milestones, and the lyrics were like, heard your dealer tap dancing on that 8-ball. And I was like, ooh, that's catchy, and I put it on my playlist. And I was at home, and I was listening to it and singing along, and my boyfriend just kind of laughs. I'm like, what? What, is it weird to hear me white girl rapping? Like, And he's like, no, I just don't think you know what you're singing about. And I was just like, I know what an 8-ball is, Greg. Like a teenager who's like, no, Mom, I know how to do my makeup, and they have so much blush on their face. And he was just like, I don't doubt you know what an 8-ball is, baby. I just don't think you know what stepping on it means. I, in fact, did not know what stepping on it means. And we'll find out the rest next time. My name has been Faye with an E. We're gonna bring back your host, Dante.
Hey, everybody. I'd say that she's one of my favorites. Your next comedian, I'm starting to see him around in the scene more and more. He's grinding. Give it up for Manny Miranda, everybody.
Yeah, everybody keep it going for Dante. Yeah. I haven't been here in a while, so thank you, CFTA. My name is Manny Miranda. I just turned 25 and fully developed my frontal lobe. Can I get a hell yeah, people? Yeah. Fuck yeah. That's sick. We've been talking about drugs a lot today, which is really, really cool, because I used to fight in the war on drugs. On the side of drugs, though, where are my people at? Yeah? It's all right. When people ask me what my drug of choice is, I really just tell them the truth. It was Instagram Reels, right? They're pretty fucking addicting, people, am I right? And, I tried quitting the same way my hero did, Amanda Bynes. Do we remember her? Yeah? By getting a face tattoo and telling the world I'm on Ozempic. It's working out really, really well, as you can see. Are we still sad about Ozzy passing away? Like one person? All right. Well, make it 2 people, because I give a fuck, all right? I got Eddie tattooed on me from Black Sabbath and stuff, and all those fucking old cranky fucks that are dead now, they're my heroes, right? So when Ozzy passed away, I wanted to, pour one out for the goat, right? As you would. And, I Googled what his drink of choice is. Would you believe Ozzy Osbourne's drink of choice is a golden Cadillac martini? Can someone please tell me what the fuck that is? Because I really don't know. You would imagine the Prince of Darkness, his choice of mixed drink being baby tears and vodka, right? Or a Caesar with virgin blood in it, right? That's almost like finding out Hitler drank White Russians, right? It totally throws the whole character off, right? And like I said, I never even heard of Golden Cadillac Martini before. That almost sounds like something that her grandpa drinks at a golf course and starts saying the word Oriental a little too much, right? Am I right, people? We have any tradies here? Anyone who works in the trades?
In the past, yes.
In the past, what'd you do, sir?
Plumbing.
Plumbing? Oh, that's cool. I'm actually a jack of all trades myself, sir. You ever heard of that? Yeah, jack of all trades, master of none. So all day I jack off plumbers, painters, electricians. My tagline's actually master of cum. I don't know if you've heard that before. I'm actually joking. I'm actually in plumbing too myself. I'm a plumbing apprentice, which is really cool. But the problem is I've really been faking it till you make it, because I can't even read a tape measure properly, right? Someone asked me to measure me the other day, and I said 9 2/8. As if you're smart, there's no such thing as 9 2/8. There's actually 9 1/4, right? So if anyone has a job for me starting on Monday, I had to burn down the job site Due to embarrassment. That's fucking embarrassing, dog. I can't go back there. What are we talking about? So I'm gonna hit you guys with some one-liners and I'll get the fuck out of here. If you got your girlfriend to dress as a cowgirl, does that mean you're into ranch dressing? Right? Some of these might stink, but you'll feel the heat. Would lawn edging just be considered gardening porn? I got the word yayo and yo-yo confused. Now the kids won't stop bouncing off the walls. I fucked a mime the other day. Now my dick's feeling a little funny. I think I caught syphilis. Maybe that's why they call it the silent killer. So I fucked a mime. I told someone the other day that I like rap music. So he responded with, who's your favorite rapist? R. Kelly. I'm tired of drinking the 4 Locos. I'm actually looking for the 5th Loco. If anyone can tell me where that is, that'd be awesome. Bill Gates actually has a golden card for McDonald's, right? So anytime you can walk to a McDonald's and you get McDonald's for free. I feel like he also has the same thing for kids. Am I right, people? All right. If a witch was to get a boob job, would it be called a BBT? Bippity boppity tits? Shit. All right. I'll hit you guys with this and I'll get the fuck out of here because I got yellow lights. I'm good. I blow through those, so we'll go through this bit. You guys ever hear about, you guys ever been into Along and McQuaid before or Guitar Center? Yeah? Okay, so you know how there's like certain songs you can't play on the instruments, you'll get kicked out, right? Like One by Metallica, Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin. Did you guys know you'll also get kicked out if you try playing gay porn on the amp? I thought it was 2025 people, I thought it was okay. Hey, thank you CFTA, my name is Manny Miranda. Follow me on Instagram, Manny Miranda Vivo. Vote Bob Canada!
Make some noise for Manny Miranda. He said he was tired of drinking 4 Locos and he wants to drink the 5th Loco. Dog, you should just ask Mike. He knows where the 5th Loco is. He looks like he sells them, dude. All right. Your next comedian, he's been coming here more and more. He's been getting really good and progressing as a comedian. Make some noise for Andy Quach, everybody.
That being said, I'm doing entirely new material today, so I might just bomb. I'm gonna start with some show and tell. So I got a new water bottle. Check this shit out. Okay, wait for it. You hear that shit? That's right, I just gave y'all the bird. So if you haven't noticed, I am on the spectrum. That's right, a little bit of autism. When I tell that to people, some people are like, autism? No way. And then other people are like, a little bit of autism? You sure about that? Hardest part is talking. One time, me and my friend wanted to go across town. Google said 40-minute walk, 15-minute Uber. I'm like, let's take the Uber. I can make the walk, but I can't maintain a conversation for 40 minutes. Talking to women is hard. Back before COVID, I was taking the train back and forth between Hamilton and Toronto because I worked in Toronto. I saw this cute girl there. I called her Train Girl. And not to her face. And I wanted to talk to her, but like you can't cold approach women, right? Like they don't like that. So I was waiting for like a natural, organic way to start the conversation for like 3 years. And then one fateful day, one fateful evening, the train stopped at Burlington on the way back. I heard there was an accident, according to the speakers, and I thought this was my opportunity. Someone has died for this chance. I gotta take it, you know? I can't not take it. But the problem is we were on the top floor of the train, right? That's the quiet zone, so I couldn't talk to her. So I came up with this brilliant idea.
I thought about what I wanted to say, and I took out my phone. And I typed what I wanted to say on my phone. And then I gave her my phone. And so that's just modern day letter writing, right? Like women say romance is dead. They just haven't met me. So she takes the phone and she looks at it, she reads it, she starts typing, and she gives it back to me. That's right, it worked. It worked, all you non-believers. Yeah. So we're talking. Her name was Linda. She worked at a bank, and she hit me up with like, "Hey, I'm getting an Uber. Do you want to come with?" Because I knew she also lived in Hamilton, and I'm like, "Damn, I'm in." I killed, just like the train. And so fast forward, we're on the Uber, right? We're in the back seat. Front seat, there's the driver, middle-aged Asian guy. I'm in the back seat. I'm talking with her. I'm imagining our future together, right? We're going to do some. Wait, was that bit right there that funny? Me? Yeah. So I'm imagining some crazy stuff, right? Like hand holding and shit like that. That's stuff wild. All right. I'm imagining our wedding, right? It's going to be train themed. It's going to go crazy with the autism, you know? So then I hit her up with, "What are you doing next weekend?" And she's like, "I'm hanging out with my boyfriend." So. So the Uber gets to her place. She gets off, right? I'm in shambles. I don't know what to do. So I start talking to the driver at the front. I'm telling him my life story. I'm telling him like, "Hey man, I've tried to get to know this girl for like 3 years. She's not single." He starts telling me his story. He's married. He has kids. So that's like everything I just lost. But he gives me some pep talk, right? He's like the typical, there's other fish in the ocean, don't give up. And then we pull up to my place, right? He's like, "By the way, bro, could you give me a 5-star rating on the Uber app?" And I'm like, you just hyped me up just for the 5-star rating? Anyway, I couldn't give him the 5-star rating anyways, because it was her that ordered the Uber. So yeah, he was out of luck. And anyway, 7 years later, I am still single. I'm on stage, and I'm making jokes about a water bottle. Yeah, I'll give it back to your host.
One more time for Andy. Woo! He was imagining a wedding, a train-themed wedding, and then it all went off the rails. Sick. All right, your final comedian of the night. I've seen him around. I've seen him in Mississauga. I've seen him here. That's about it. Make some noise for Richard Latran, everybody.
I've seen you too, Dante. All right. Do you guys know about this guy named James Harrison? James Harrison is this dude that had like a special type of blood. And he ended up donating a bunch of it throughout his lifetime. He saved 2.4 million babies by donating his blood. That guy should get like head whenever he wants it, right? Like he deserves it, right? Like you have to realize, just like number-wise, it's very hard to out-righteous a guy like that. Like even if he committed 5 9/11s in a row, he'd still be net positive by an astronomical margin. And like I started thinking about like if that's how God determines who goes to heaven and hell, like a numbers game. Like okay, take a guy like Oppenheimer, for example. He was responsible for creating the atomic bomb, which killed 350,000 Japanese people. So on one hand, it's a horrible thing because he just massacred a bunch of Japanese people. But on the other hand, the Japanese kind of deserved it. Like we think the Japanese are really great now because They make really reliable cars and great anime. But like back in the day, they're on some sick shit, right? This is the part where I usually start describing the sick shit, but I realize comedy audiences get uncomfortable when I start to describe it. But to give you context, there are literal Nazis fighting with the Japanese, and they saw the type of shit they were doing. They're like, oh my God, you guys need to chill out. There's more to that joke. I don't get how any of you guys remember all of this without any notes or anything. You guys are crazy. I smoked too much weed when I was a teenager to remember anything. So as it turns out, that's the end of the joke. I want to try out this one. Do you guys believe that all dogs go to heaven? I know that's the title of a beloved animated film, but like, do you guys believe that all dogs go to heaven? Yes. I guarantee you they don't. I know this because my cousin once owned a racist dog. Now, all right, this dog used to be the most well-behaved dog around my family. Granted, it might have been scared. But like, whenever we like take it outside on a walk, anytime it see a black person, it run away, but anytime it see an Indian person, it try to bite it. So not only was this dog racist, it was also a coward. I guarantee you that dog is going to hell because it wasn't like Oppenheimer where like the Indian people were planning Pearl Harbor or some shit. It was just biting innocent Indian people. Fuck that dog. Fuck you, Lexus. His name's Lexus. All right, this is the last one I want to try. It's half baked, so like I may get booed after this. So in the past decade, we really started taking mental health seriously, which like at first was like kind of a good thing because like I used to come into work late and just blame it on depression. Used to work, right? But like I think it's too much now. Like I think there's been a correlation with like the rise in mental health awareness, the amount of gay people, and the rise of China. Because okay, like a Chinese person, right? Like their economy is like ran off of manufacturing, right? So everybody's working in the factory. They have horrible mental health, and then they can't take it anymore. They kill themselves. But then somebody else just slides into place, and then boom, the system runs very smoothly. Nowadays, if we have manufacturing over here, they'd be taking mental health days and shit. We can't have that. I told you it'd fall apart. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Richard Latran, everybody. Awesome. And give it up for all the other comics you heard tonight. Give it up for CFTA. And follow me on Instagram, @Dante, CHEZDANTE. Good night, everybody.